What to do when you are exhausted and just want to take a nap? You guys ever feel this? Some days it's like your energy is just sapped. You wake up, you're tired, even if you slept great. You have coffee, you're tired. You have a green juice, you're tired. And all day it feels like, man, I just can't get myself moving. Well, a few things that I find to be extremely helpful when you come across this. First thing, to be completely honest, if you have the time and let's say the luxury to take a nap, take a nap. Listen to your body, take the nap. And don't feel guilty about it. Don't beat yourself up. Don't call yourself lazy. Don't go into these default thinking patterns that frankly have been programmed by our society, and take the nap. So that is my first and highest suggestion is if you're feeling exhausted, rest. That's not always available. I completely understand. Whether you're at work, you have kids, you have meetings, you have to show up. What do? Well, the first thing is always, my favorite first thing to do is to pause and to recognize what is dragging me down. What is sapping my energy? So take a few moments, and truthfully, this will actually help to restore you a little bit, but take a few moments to sit down quietly. And yes, you can do this at work. You can take a moment, close your eyes, and sit quietly. I promise. Whether you go outside, go sit in the toilet stall, I don't care. Take the moment to yourself. It's worth it. And analyze what perhaps is making you feel so exhausted. Maybe you have an upcoming event that you're really not looking forward to, that maybe you committed to and didn't want to. Maybe you have not slept well, or you have a big dinner party, anything. Just take a moment and see if you can examine what's going on. You don't have to do anything about it, just see if you can identify it. The next step, especially if it's nice out, is to step outside and step away from the work, whatever you might be doing. So get some vitamin D, go on a walk, even do a few jumping jacks. You might not feel like it, but if you can get the energy moving a little bit, you fill up through the ribs, you expand, you lift up, create space in the body. It can be super powerful. So identify what is actually causing you this tiredness, and then move the body. Let the thoughts kind of flow out of the mind and get your breath moving a little bit. Then one of my favorite things to do is to actually smell some essential oils. What? That sounds so silly, but smells actually stimulate the body and the mind. So if you have, honestly, just keeping a nice smelling essential oil, lavender, sweet orange, grapefruit, and citrus ones are very invigorating. Keep that at your desk, keep that in your purse, and waft it. Remember they taught us that in 7th grade science class, how to waft. So waft and take in the scent of the oil. And honestly, it's very stimulating, and it's also nice to smell things. If you're on a walk, smell some roses, literally. Stop and smell the flowers. And let that experience start to energize you a little bit. The next step would be to have some tea or water. Caffeinated if you need it, but I wouldn't rely on the caffeine. I'd more rely on the warm water, the warm fluid to actually stimulate you. Alternatively, cold, fresh water with mint and lemon, so wonderful and really can help clear the mind. Also, one of the side effects of dehydration is exhaustion and feeling very tired and lethargic. So definitely, you're kind of killing two birds with one stone there. And finally is to actually make a list, a to-do list of things that you can achieve. Okay, so listen. When you're feeling exhausted, what happens is all of the work that you have to do starts to feel way more daunting, right? Oh my God, I'm so tired. How can I possibly cook dinner, right? How can I possibly get through this big project? I just don't have the energy. First of all, repeating that thought to yourself of not having the energy is going to continue to drain you. But If you write down the things that need to be done and break them into very small tasks, like less than 20-minute time tasks, maybe even 5 minutes, something really simple. We used to call this at my old company the low-hanging fruit, right? Make a list and start doing those things on the list that are more simple. What that will do is, first, it will allow you to start getting some work done. But the cool thing is you start to gain momentum. So when you mark something off your list as simple as clear out email inbox, or respond to 3 people from my contact form, or even schedule the update for my computer. Simple tasks that can be done in a short amount of time, you start to do those and suddenly you think, okay, well, I crossed this one off the list, let me do the next one. And next thing you know, you're actually starting to move and finding a little bit of flow in your workday or your housework day. I mean, if you are at home and you feel tired but you want to get housework done, start by opening all the blinds. Then make your bed. Then just put the clothes in the laundry basket, right? Make it small, simple steps. Doesn't matter where you are. And then you start to gain momentum and feel a little bit of productivity. And sometimes that's all we need to really jumpstart us. But that point is really to say that if you're feeling exhausted and drained energetically, do not try to tackle the biggest project. Don't try to reorganize your entire bedroom or do a big client project, because you are not putting out your highest level of energy, and so your work will reflect that. So keep it simple as you can in the moment and see if gaining momentum, of course, after doing the first practices I mentioned, will help you then gain other momentum for the new work that needs to be done. So just to recap, the first step is to find a quiet space and recognize what might be causing this fatigue. Okay, well, step 0 is to actually take a nap. Let's just remember that. Then step 1 is to recognize what's causing the fatigue. Step 2 would be to get out in nature and just move the body a little bit. Get the breath moving, get the body moving, and blood flow. And then step 4 would actually be to, I think we said, essential oils. So something that smells delicious and that's invigorating, even fresh citrus, just smelling that can be very helpful. Step 5 would be to have some warm water with tea, or even cold water with mint and lemon, something that has a nice flavor profile that's refreshing and hydrating to your body. And then the final step is to list out small, simple projects and tasks that you can do that will make you feel productive and give yourself momentum through the day. So, that all being said, we all have days when we feel exhausted and energetically drained, and we don't need to judge ourselves for that. We don't necessarily even need to force through it, but we can design a day around that energetic feeling that still allows us to get work done without further draining ourselves. So, please, I hope you can use those tips in the future. Thank you.